waves into motion, like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. This is my fight.
Good evening to you. It's another Tuesday evening, and we are live on Joy 99.7 FM. This is Geek Squad with your girl, Adobea Biritwum. Geek Squad is brought to you by MTN. MTN, everywhere you go. Every Tuesday, we gather here, and all we do is to share with you something about tech. And one of the sensations that have been happening for some time now has got to do with the team from Prempeh College that won an award at the RoboFest World Championship that happened in the USA. And this evening, we are going to be having a conversation with them. If you are listening to us on the radio and you have the opportunity to just join us online, then I would love you to just hop onto YouTube or Facebook at Joy 99.7 FM. We are streaming live and you would see what is happening in the studio. And we have the team around. We will be getting into the conversation, asking them how everything has been so far and sharing with us their success story. But before we do that, we would be sharing with you what is happening in the tech space. And so, just before we get into that, we have our team ready. We have the whole group that attended the World Championship for the robotics competition, and we will be getting into the conversation with them. But before we allow them to introduce themselves to us, we will be sharing with you what is happening in the tech space. So why not take a listening to the emerging tech trends?
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Emerging Tech Trends on Joy Geek Squad. In our headlines, you can now share passwords within your Google family group, and YouTube Music will let you search by humming into your Android phone. Also, some people with legacy Google Workspace accounts are getting extra storage for free. And finally, Adobe Lightroom gets an impressive magic eraser. Now, let's settle for the details. Google has added a new feature in its May 2024 Google Play Services update that allows users to securely share passwords with their family members over the internet. It makes it easier to access the passwords for shared devices like Netflix within the household. The Android YouTube Music app is rolling out a new feature that's a great replacement of Shazam. The feature lets you hum, whistle, sing, or play a recording of a song to figure out what it is. After initially allowing legacy users to maintain their free accounts for personal use, Google has recently cancelled separate storage subscriptions for those users, but assured them that their storage limits remain unchanged with no action required. And finally, Adobe is integrating new generative AI tools into Lightroom to enhance usability for professionals and novices, including an object removal feature currently in beta and AI lens blurring effects, now accessible to all users. And that's it for Emerging Tech Trends on Joy Geek Squad. Catch you same time next week.
Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion, like how a single word can make a...
Welcome back. This is Geek Squad with your girl, Adobea Biritwum. If you're just joining us tonight, we are having a conversation with the team from Prempeh College, and they attended the World RoboFest Championship. and they won an award. This evening, we want to have a conversation with them. And so we are going to get right into the conversation. As I mentioned, if you have the opportunity to watch us live, do well to join us on our Facebook and YouTube channel at Joy 99.7 FM. You can just hop on and see what's happening. Geek Squad is brought to you by MTN. MTN, everywhere you go. Now, tonight I have a full house and I am super excited because Prempeh College has made Ghana proud. They've made all of us proud. And so we are going to get into the conversation. I have with me 3 gentlemen behind the mic and those who are also backing them full support. So I'm going to start first by letting you introduce yourselves and then we can get into the conversation. Yes, please, you can go ahead and introduce
Very
yourself.
Reverend Louis Asari, Headmaster Prempeh College.
Okay. Reverend, you're welcome to Geek Squad.
I am Kwame Owusu Opoku. I am the robotics coach.
Okay, robotics coach. Okay. We have the team captain, we have the headmaster, and then we have the robotics coach. So this one will just be a general question, probably to the coach and then the headmaster. So what are the courses that are offered, and how does someone even get into the robotics in the first place?
Well, robotics, so far as we have at the school, is a general course, more of a club.
Okay.
And so everyone can join. And it will interest you to know that these students who came to Prempeh College with zero knowledge about robotics, and they were trained to get where they got.
All right. Thank you so much. So with the team that went, will we say every one of them is in the club?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And anyone at all can join? Or
Anyone at all can join.
anyone at all, so far as you are.
So far as you are passionate about joining, you can join.
Okay. So when did this whole journey begin?
I would say right from first year was when they come in the first year, we actually make an announcement at the orientation and at the dining hall that anybody who is interested in joining the robotics can join. So after we get a whole lot of people wanting to join, sometimes numbers exceeding over 200, 300.
Okay.
But then we always can't train so many because we have a limited space. We can train maybe at most 50 for a year group. So we give them initial training, get them through lectures. Then we let them take an exam after a couple of weeks. Then we make our selection. Then after that, we keep on training them until we get to the point where we can give them tasks to solve. Then they can do this on their own. Then the rest is up to them to practice until they become perfect. So with this, the RoboFest local competition is organized by Ghana Robotics Academy Foundation, GRAF. So they do this every year. So you go for the local competition, which is organized by GRAF. And when you succeed in that, then you have the opportunity of representing Ghana at the World RoboFest Championship, which is organized by Lawrence Technological University in the USA. So their journey began right from first year. But this year's World RoboFest Championship, the task was given us for the game. The task was given us 6 months ago, and we went for the local qualifiers in February. So at the local competition, God being so good, we came first in the game category. Actually, we were first, second, third, and fifth. Our teams were first, second, third, and fifth. So we got 2 slots to represent Ghana at the World RoboFest competition.
Okay. So what was it that even sparked the interest for Prempeh College in the first place? To even start going into having robotics as a club in the school? The coach or the headmaster? Anyone can answer.
Okay, you see, Prempeh College as always been at the forefront of education, Ghana's education. And Prempeh College would always want to do something extra. So you see that lately, and the education minister has pushed for STEM education, but because Prempeh College has always been pace setters, we actually started this robotics thing because we felt that we had to do more for our students, something more aside the normal academic syllabus, the WASI. So we introduced the robotics in 2011. Actually, it was Ghana Robotics Academy Foundation that introduced robotics. Then they invited so many schools in Ghana. I think initially about 80 schools in Ghana joined. So Prempeh College, you see that because it is Prempeh College, if you are introducing something novel, then you don't involve Prempeh College. It is going to be very difficult for it to succeed. So we joined it, and we have been consistent since then.
Okay, that's good to know. So I'm going to come to the captain now. What course do you offer?
I offer general science.
General science,
Yes,
okay.
please.
And what I heard from the conversation earlier is that anyone at all can join the team. So we
Yes.
have people from arts, visual
Yes,
arts.
we have a business student who
Okay.
went with us in the team, and then back in school we have other students from the visual arts department and other courses as well. So it's not just general science that you can join the robotics club. You can be offering a different course apart from general science and still join.
Okay. So
Yeah.
when the announcement was made, what was it for you that made you join? What was the interest for you?
Okay, so right before I came to Prempeh College, I wanted to offer computer science.
Okay.
So when I came to Prempeh College, and then during assembly, it was announced that they will be training the students who wanted to join the robotics team. I was like, okay, this is my opportunity. So why don't I just go and see what happened? So I went to the robotics lab and we started training. Even after the training, sometimes I tried to stay behind just so I catch up and try to go ahead of the students that having normal training. So that's what helped me a lot. So that's basically it.
That's good to know. So what were your parents' reactions like? Is this something that you've been supportive of?
Okay, so when I first joined, my mom wasn't too happy with it because she was like, you've come to school, Prempeh College, you're supposed to focus on your WASI and all that. But then when we participated in the first RoboFest qualifiers, and we emerged first, I told her that we are going to represent Ghana in the United States, and she was actually so happy.
You're going to the US.
So she was like, oh, okay, then if that's what's up, then sure, you can go on with it. So yeah, that's it. But at first she didn't like the idea.
But your
Right.
dad was supportive.
Yes.
Okay. Good to know. At least it's paid off.
Mhm.
Whatever time you have spent in there has paid off.
Yeah.
So can you just share with us your experience? I'll let you share your experience from your perspective, and then I'll also get from the coach's perspective.
Okay, so the robotics club isn't something that is just, there are other extracurricular activities over there, but robotics takes a lot of your time because right after school you go to the robotics club for training, and then after the training sometimes the seniors, when we're in Form 1, the seniors will organize competitions for you, so you have to practice for all that. And so we didn't get enough time to learn. So when you're done with training, you have to go back to class again whilst the other students are asleep. So robotics is a lot of stress. When you're going for competitions to other students are in class studying and we miss classes. Like the competition, for instance, when we went to the United States, some of our students were in class learning. And then when we came back, we were far behind, so we had to catch up.
You have to catch up. It means all of you are sharp-based.
Yeah.
You have to be, because there's so many things that you do on the side, getting ready for different competitions that are done,
Yeah.
and it means you really have to be intelligent. That's the word.
Yes.
Okay. So what was the experience also like for you when you traveled to the United States for the competition?
Okay, when we got to school, a lot of students were saying, "Oh, why didn't we run? We've gotten to the United States. Why did we come back?" And all that.
Really?
Yeah, some people were saying
But you
that.
didn't think it's just easy to just be there?
But if you ask my teammates, I didn't think it was like that. It was really stressful because from Accra, when we got to New York, it was a transit flight. So from New York, we were supposed to go to Detroit, but we missed our flight.
Oh.
Yeah, so we had to wait until the next day. That was the day of the first competition. So immediately when we left, that was on the Thursday. We left New York for Detroit on the Thursday. And immediately when we got to Detroit, we had to go to the competition ground.
Straight.
Yes, and get ready. And we were still first. So, yeah.
That's dope. That's just good to know. All right, so what was the experience like for you? I'll come to you, head coach. What was the experience for you? I mean, talking about missing flights at some point and all that. What was the experience for you when you traveled?
This thing, nothing can be more stressful. Right from their training, you see, I'm going to start from Ghana. You are dealing with people from different backgrounds. Sometimes, well, most of them, because they are Prempeh College students, they are easier to control compared to students elsewhere. But they are people. So it is very difficult, and traveling with 9 students abroad, that is something else, making all these arrangements. But fortunately, we've had incredible support from our headmaster and management. They sometimes call us Asha words of encouragement, wisdom, because the frustration. There are times I'd wake up and I just want to quit the entire thing. If not for the love of these students, because we have been working with them for a long time, we have sort of grown into our own nuclear family, and we love each other. Even though just 9 students went to the United States, they are more than that. They are like 50. And today, when we're coming to Accra, we left Kumasi at 12 a.m.
Okay.
The other students who didn't travel with us were even there, keeping their bags. Like, there is this sense of,
belonging, oneness.
So we love each other. So there are times I'd want to quit, but for the love I've developed for these kids and the joy I see on their faces when they excel, there are times even push me, please do this for us. So it is tough. And you traveling to the United States and missing your flights with the likelihood of missing the competition, something you have worked on for an entire year. People have donated. You have had prayers from the school chaplain, blessing from the headmaster, and you finally get to the US. It wasn't our fault though. We got to JFK, and there was huge congestion. So eventually, I think about 45 minutes to the departure of our flight, I realized that I had to do something. So I just stepped out of the queue and started doing, excuse me. Went and spoke to anyone I could speak to. Then they actually directed me to the customs officer. The customs officer, who normally is the one who is supposed to delay you, actually understood my plea, let us go through, but it was too late. So we missed our flight and we had to, go back and forth with Delta Airline for that reason. So it was really stressful, not knowing where you were going to sleep. But eventually everything came through, and after all this, when you see how happy the parents are, how happy the Amanfo alumni are, how happy everybody is, and you see the joy of these students, it was worth it. And personally, I wasn't actually looking for first place. Don't get me wrong. Not that I didn't want them to.
You have to explain yourself.
Don't get me wrong. Not that I didn't want the students to be first. I wanted them to win this competition, but I actually just wanted them to get a perfect score. focus was on their performance. And I had been pushing them to attain perfect score, no matter what. So from my point of view, I think I would even prefer if they got a perfect score and came in fifth than winning with, let's say, a 40% score.
I think you have to explain for those who probably don't really know what this is about. So maybe you can talk briefly about the competition, what goes into it, and then what you mean by a perfect score.
Okay. So this year we were in 2 different categories. One of the categories was unknown machine challenge.
Yes.
With unknown machine challenge, that is the category that we won. Teams have no prior knowledge of the task ahead of the task. So upon unveiling the task, each team is given 2 hours to design their robot from scratch and program it to solve that particular task. So in the unknown machine challenge, our team achieved a perfect score of 100. All right, and they were first. Then in the game category, the task was given to us far in advance. This year's game focus was on autonomous taxi. Self-driving. Today everything is about self-driving. So teams were to design and build and program robots, and these robots were to deliver passengers and food to designated locations whilst obeying traffic rules and avoiding pedestrians. So the passengers were represented with white golf balls and the food with an orange golf ball. Then the pedestrians were represented with normal batteries, AA batteries. So with the robots, once you start the robots, everything must be done autonomously. That is, without any human intervention. If you touch the robot, then that means you are disqualified.
Okay.
If you want to touch a robot, maybe there is a mishap, then you call for a rerun. You only have access to just one rerun. Then that means you have a penalty, a deduction.
Okay.
So with these 2, both the first with game, we go for 2 rounds, the first round and the second round. Then after that, we find the average of your best run and the 2 runs, and the team with the highest score win. So in the first round, the game team got 100 points, perfect score.
Okay.
They did everything perfectly.
And that's what you were looking forward to, the perfect score.
High performance. Then in the second round too, they got 100 points. So we thought we would win, but the Taiwanese, they were also so good, and they also got 100 points in both rounds.
Okay.
But they beat us with their time. They had a shorter time. They completed their task in a shorter time. So that is why we were second. So, I mean, they were a bit distraught. Because we thought we would win. I sometimes tell them that our local competition, I mean, by local competition, I don't mean the national qualifiers. I mean the one we have in Prempeh College. Is sometimes tougher than the international competition, because I'm very sure that the team that was second could also have won this competition. I'm really sure of that. So we were very confident that we would be winning. But my focus was on performance. Just do, because at the end of the day, I think you will beat yourself up more if you are not able to achieve what you know you can do. All right. So at the end of the day, they got perfect score. So that is why I couldn't be more proud of what these boys did. So, all in all, it was worth it. All the frustrations, the sleepless nights, the travel.
It was worth it.
It was worth it.
At least the unknown machine challenge, you won. But for the game,
we were second.
Ask, what could have been done differently to win the overall award?
By overall award, you mean
what you spoke about? What could have been done differently? You said for those who won, it was because of the time. So if Ghana is to participate again, what could have been done differently?
I think we should up our game. We should complete our tasks in a much shorter time. So we could have built our robot differently.
Okay.
But you see, when you are going to competition like this, even though time is important, they give you 2 minutes to complete the challenge. The time is very, very important. But the time only comes in when 2 teams get the same score. So if you don't get 100, then time wouldn't be a factor.
The one who got 100 will automatically win.
Will automatically win. So the most important thing was to complete the task first.
Okay.
Then afterwards, you focus on improving your time. So I think with more time, maybe we're a bit complacent. Maybe we're a bit complacent, or maybe we're too focused on having a perfect score.
Okay.
Having a perfect score. So maybe I think maybe more emphasis should have gone into reducing our time.
Okay, I get what you're saying. But I think you've ever won that challenge before.
Yeah. We've won
in
it
past
before.
years, right?
Yeah, in 2020.
Okay. But it's something that we can still look forward to next time. Not just the perfect score, but for us to win.
Yeah, most people see the game as the toughest category, but I actually see the unknown mission challenge as the.
Why is that?
Because for the game, teachers can even help students program the bots. You see, you already know the task. They just make this little modification, all right, to throw you off.
Okay.
But at least you can help students build their robots, help them practice everything, all right, then they send it there. But with the unknown mission challenge, you have no idea what they are going to, the task they are going to, and the coaches can't even interfere. So when they are giving the task, you can't go around the table, you can't talk to them. So I think the unknown mission challenge is rather a true reflection of the child's ability. Game 2 is a reflection of the child, but in my opinion, I think the unknown, because no interference, zero interference, unlike the other competition where at least the teacher can help here and there until the final day.
Oh, got you. So let me ask you, Captain. So what was it like with the preparation, especially for what the head coach just spoke about, the unknown mission challenge, getting ready for this when you don't really know what exactly is going to be asked? What was the preparation like for you?
Okay, so with the preparation, I think we went on vacation at the beginning of December. That's our classmates. They all went home, I think around December 3rd. But we were still in school, even during Christmas. We were practicing for the local qualifiers. That was in February. So when the students came back from vacation, we were still in school, practicing and going to class as well. And when the local qualifiers came, I mean, we all knew that we were going to qualify for the international. So we were just going to participate over there and all that. I mean, a lot went into it. Our coach gave us a lot of tasks to work on. Sometimes, I don't know what happens. When we're practicing, we get perfect scores.
Okay.
And then he comes around and then
You don't
know,
get
the boss just stops working for some reason. I don't know why.
Why? Is it that you were under tension or what?
Probably. So, after the local qualifiers, we were still preparing for the internationals. And, we were done with everything. It was just a few adjustments that we had to make to the board. So when we got there, we were still preparing for the competition. The competition was on Saturday. So when we got there on Thursday, after the UMC, we actually borrowed a board from the university that we were going to have the competition at. We borrowed a board and we sent it back to the hotel so that we could practice on it while we were in the hotel.
You were some serious students then.
Yeah, so on the day of the competition, when we went back, the Taiwanese, their robot, it was, you have to give credit where credit is due. Their robot was amazing. The time, when you look at it, our hearts, they finished the whole task in 22 seconds.
Whoa.
Yes, and we used about, 50 seconds to finish it. So, that was basically much it.
So you could just tell that it was well deserving to them, since both of you had perfect scores.
Yes.
Looking at the time that they used to complete, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'll come to you, Reverend. We learned that there were some scholarship awards to the students. So can you just throw some more light on this, the students who had that?
Yes, we talked to GMPC, and GMPC is willing to give them scholarship, in fact, to cover every single student who participated, so long as they are gaining admission to Ghanaian universities.
Okay.
On the other hand, if they have to go outside of Ghana, there is a scholarship package for them as part of their winning prize.
Okay.
Scholarship,
$80,000
package for each of the students in the UMC category, and $64,000 for each of the participants in the game category. That is also from Lawrence Technological University. That is it for them. Yeah.
That's good to know. So for those who participate, at least there is something that is awaiting them, whether they are going to continue their education here in Ghana or they even traveled outside, for those who want. If you're just joining us, this is Geek Squad with your girl Adobea Biritwum. We are having a conversation with the team from Prempeh College, and so far we've been discussing how they went through with the World RoboFest Championship and they came out first with the Unknown Mission Challenge. And we have also been sharing their success stories, what they had to do just to prepare, even missing flights at some point. We would like to hear from you. You can send us your congratulatory message on the WhatsApp number 055 1111 997 055 1111 997. If you have a question too, you can go ahead and send it to us. We would be listening to you and we would love to hear from you. Just share with us your message on the WhatsApp number 055 1111 997. We will be right back after this.
Can you hear it? The freedom in our songs, the sound of liberty that rings from Kaswa to Karaga, from Tamale to Takoradi. It's in the pestles that pound from coast to coast. It's in the busy offices, the crowded streets, and the noisy schools. It's in the wisdom of our elders and in the laughter of our children. It's in seeing how far we've come and looking at how much we can grow. It's in knowing that still Ghana go be. MTN.
It's here again. Your heroes, our heroes, the impact makers in our communities. For the finalist recognition and award, here is your verdict per your nomination. From the Eastern Regional town of Noka, we have Eunice Esiedua Ejepong for her impact on education and volunteerism. The people of Donkokrom, Afram Plains, and Salt Pond also nominated Dr. Kwame Sakwa Edu for his immense contribution to rural livelihood empowerment. We also have Reverend Sister Jacinta Ikwiakwachiwa Osei for her selflessness in sustaining and promoting community welfare in Achim Aprade, also in the Eastern region. Andrew Ejanim won the hearts of people in Sampa in the Buna region for his contribution to education and ICT. For women's empowerment and girl child education in Tamale, Rhoda Kadwa Wedam etches her name in the history of the northern region. In the Greater Accra region, we have Nicholas Kofi of Medina for education and social welfare. Gloria Ladi Adakrugu is hailed by the people of Inyinem in the eastern region for her outstanding care and passion for education among children of school-going age. Joseph Maujom receives loud applause also in the eastern region for providing safe water to deal, among others, with water, sanitation, and hygiene-related matters. And last but not least, we have Dr. Joel Dua Afi from Kukwom in the Asunafo district of the Ahafo region. Join us live on Joy News and Joy 99.7 FM as we celebrate these extraordinary individuals. Joy News Impact Makers Awards 2024 is brought to you by McDan Foundation, Gold Key Properties Limited, DBS Industries, and First National Bank.
Dive into a new era of news consumption with myjoyonline.com, your go-to destination for cutting-edge journalism, giving you the most credible stories from business to politics and from sports to entertainment. Myjoyonline.com introduces an upgraded news website meticulously designed to empower you with an enriched browsing experience like never before. Experience the future of news browsing with myjoyonline.com.
Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion. Like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. And all those things.
Welcome back. This is Geek Squad with your girl Adobea Biritwum. Tonight we are having a conversation with a team from Prempeh College. They have been sharing with us their success story as they attended the World RoboFest Championship, and they came out first in one of the categories, which is the Unknown Mission Challenge. And so far we've had conversation with one member from the team. Now I have a change in the members. I have two different members now. So I'll first let them introduce themselves before we get into the conversation. Yes, so who do I have?
My name is Prempeh College Robotics Team. I'm the lead programmer of the senior UMC team.
Okay, the lead programmer.
Yes, please.
I'm also Emmanuel Paul Kweko Pompepra. I'm the team captain for the UMC team.
Team captain, and then I have with me the lead programmer. Before we get into the conversation, we have some congratulations that have been sent by some of our team members, and so let me just read them, then we can get into what it was like for you to have even won in the first place. Since I'm having the team captain and then the lead programmer, we'll get into the conversation shortly. So I have a message from Abna. So Abna says, Abna from Dansoman. Yes, it's good that you just add where you are sending your message from. She says, excellent job by the gentleman and coach. My son who likes robotics has a question, please. I wanted to know whether the international competitions were only for secondary school students. So this is one of the questions. I think we would tackle this question. We also have another message, and then, okay, this is from Kobe. It says, congratulations to the team Prempeh College for being worthy representatives of Ghana. We are truly proud of you, from Kobe, a man for 2005. So this is a senior. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. We also have another one. This is from Mark. Says, congratulations to those champions sitting there. Yes, and those who are also standing. Yeah, they should just keep soaring. From Mark Pig Farm, Accra. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Mark. So I'm going to come to you, but before I do that, did you know that MTN Momo now has an app? Yes. MTN Momo has a brand new app specially designed to make your Momo experience easier, convenient, and faster. Just download the Momo app on Play Store or App Store on your smartphone and look out for the blue and yellow icon. It's that simple. Momo app allows you to view your statements, pay bills, and so much more. Use the app for your Momo transactions and enjoy 100% bonus when you recharge using the Momo app. So go on, download the Momo app now and start transacting with Flex at no data costs. Just Momo it everywhere you go. So back to the studio now. I have with me the team captain and the lead programmer, and we have learned a little about the Unknown Mission Challenge that you won. And so what would you say, I'll come to you first, the team captain, what would you say is the main reason you won this challenge?
Completely unknown really involves a lot of thinking. For me, I'll say the main thing that helped us to win this competition was attention to detail. as we practiced before the competition, we realized that one of our main weaknesses was attention to detail. Sometimes it's not like we do not know what we are doing, but we would make a program, maybe construct a bot, then we'll find a fault, but that fault wasn't really from a big mistake. It was from a little error, a minor error, which ended up becoming a big error. So once we realized that we saw that we had to learn to pay more attention to detail so that we don't end up making some petty mistakes which will cost us. So I think the attention to detail, and also I would say teamwork. Yes, teamwork was really, really important for us. Teamwork and attention to detail really helped us to win this competition.
Good to know. So I'll come to you, lead programmer. What is it like being the lead programmer for the team?
Well, I feel like it's a very great honor because I'm able to work with my team captain especially, as he leads me, and then we work together hand in hand with the constructors. And then I feel like robotics, from what my coach said, it's not a one-man thing. It's unity, like you have to be united. Yes, so it's a great honor. I deem it a great honor being the lead programmer of the team.
Okay, so there was a question from one of our listeners wanting to know, is it just for seniors, as in secondary school people, or...
Okay, so RoboFest actually divides the categories into a senior category and a junior category. So the senior category is determined from grades 9 to grade 12, and then the junior category is from anyone in the grade below grade 9. So RoboFest doesn't really call the people participating as, they don't describe them as schools, they describe them as teams. So even if you're a private team from a different organization, not from a school per se, you can still register for RoboFest and participate in the competition.
Okay, which is to say that even if she has a ward in JSS or probably in any of the grades before secondary school, so far as they are in a team that is recognized, they can participate in that.
Yeah.
Okay, we have another message, so I'll just quickly read that and then we get back into our conversation. You can just send us your WhatsApp message on the WhatsApp line 055 1111 997 055 1111 997. So we have this message and it says, congratulations to the team. They didn't only make their school proud, but the entire country. Congratulations to their coach and teachers. This is Sarah from Adenta. Thank you so much, Sarah, for sharing with us. Thank you so much. So, about how many schools participated? Because if you have come out as the world champion for the UMC, about how many schools, so that listeners can just know the extent to which this award goes.
Okay, so for our category, we competed with about 20 different countries, they all presented their teams. So there are countries from Taiwan, Mexico, Egypt, Jordan, just to name a few. And competing with them, I feel like is a great honor because we get to compete with some of the great minds from all over the world and still emerge out on top. So I feel like it's really a great honor and a great experience as well.
Okay, so the teams represent the different countries, as you have indicated. So different countries, and
yes,
then
please.
For Ghana, you represented Ghana. So
Yes.
you met with different countries, and that's what you're saying, about 20 different
Yes,
ones,
please.
and then you came out first. All right, that is really something good. So I think I'll be coming to you, Reverend or the headmaster. What would you tell parents, for someone listening to us, when it comes to at least encouraging their wards to join such a club if they have it even before SS? What would be the advice you would give to parents?
Well, the grammar education is good, but technological education is as good as grammar education. And interestingly, it is gradually overtaking grammar education. And so, if you have a ward that has interest in these things, other than the ones we know already, the grammar education, we should encourage them. The Bill Gates and the rest had to move out of the norm, move out of the normal thing people knew was education to become who they were. And when students are given the chance to explore, they will bring unimaginable things that we will all look at and be happy and applaud. An example is what we see among our students. I'm elated because our student won the unknown mission. It means when there is critical problem that needs urgent solution, we can count on Ghana, thanks to Prempeh College.
That is so good to hear. Yes, you can just go ahead and give it up. That is so good to hear. At least we can count on the team to be able to produce that, because sometimes that whole analytical thinking and then being able to solve problem is something that is critical. And as you mentioned, technology cannot be taken out now, especially in this day and age. It's definitely something that we all have to pay attention to. So, lead program, I just want to ask you this. You are in the secondary school right now. We know that the options are there for juniors to also join this. If there is anything that you want to share with someone who probably sees you as a role model, what would that be?
What I like to tell any junior interested in this field is that they should keep practicing, because practice makes perfect. Just as my coach said, like, he kept pushing us to perfection. He wants a perfect score. I mean, yes, so we have to keep practicing. And then you always have to think outside the box. Do not limit yourself. Yes, and then you have to lose yourself in whatever you do, because sometimes you have only one opportunity to shine. So that's what I'd say to any junior coming up.
That's what you tell someone, keep practicing. But what should someone start looking out for? For a parent who is listening and is just wondering, robotics, you're talking about going for competition. What can they start letting their words pay attention to now?
Okay, so I would say, for if you're a ward and your child is interested in robotics, it's good that the interest is there, but not only the interest, you can get your ward to start learning some basic programming languages. For example, Scratch. You can get your ward to start learning Scratch, which teaches him or her the basic concepts of programming. Then as he or she keeps on developing and improving, you can move on to other languages like Python. So I would say it's not only the interest that should be there, the willingness to put in the efforts, to practice, to do what you have to do to improve should also be there.
So definitely they have to start looking out for some things that are necessary for their words. We have been having a conversation with the team from Prempeh College, but before we wrap up, we would like to take a listen to the quick tech fixes. We will be right back after that.
Hiya, my name is Michelle Lajakum, and as usual, I bring you some tech quick fixes and tips right here on Geek Squad. Today, let's talk about how to schedule a text message on iPhone with shortcuts. Do you want to send a text message on a specific day and time? Did you know that you can schedule messages on an iPhone? Well, here's how. 1. Open the Shortcuts app and select the Automation tab at the bottom. 2. If it's your first automation, click on Create Personal Automation. If you've made one before, click the plus sign and choose Time of Day. 3. Set the time for when you want the message to be sent and choose the frequency and confirmation options. Then select Next. 4. From the Actions menu, choose Send Message and type out your message. 5. Add the recipients and save your message. And that's it. You just scheduled messages on your iPhone. And that's it. So go on and schedule messages on your iPhone today.
Welcome back. This is Geek Squad, where your girl Adobea Biritwum. I've had with me in the studio the team from Prempeh College, those who won the Unknown Mission Challenge in the World RoboFest Championship that happened just recently. And I have 2 new people, so just quickly introduce yourselves.
Okay, so I'm Bevan Tebri. I'm the president of the Prempeh College Robotics.
Okay, I have with me the president, and
I'm Marvin Fusu Opon, the assistant team captain for the game category.
Okay, so just a little bit about what you do as the president.
Okay, so I manage the day-to-day activities that goes on in the lab. If my coach is not around, I'm in charge of the lab, and also when he recruits the form ones, I'm in charge of them. They are training. If he's not there, I'm supposed to take over and see that everything goes into place and the lab is not in a mess or anything of that such. So yeah, that's literally my job.
Good to know. And then what also do you do? I mean, in your role?
Oh, I'm only supposed to like check if the programming, construction, and then the strategy is on point in every competition that I'm going to.
Okay, so you mentioned that you were for the game challenge.
Yes,
is that
please.
correct? So can you just say some of the things that you did just to get yourselves ready for that? I mean, for the time you were given the challenge ahead of time, what are some of the things that you did in your role?
Okay, so with the construction, we did our possible best with the available kits that we have to give a very convenient and then suitable robots for the particular competition. And then also for the game ending mission, like they'll give a game ending mission when you go for the competition. It's unknown, so we had to like seek from various sources very difficult game ending missions, and then some from our coaches to say, Kwame, yes, he gave us really tough game ending missions. Yes, so that's what brought about the winning.
That is just good to know. So, in final words, what would be something that you share with maybe a listener who is probably thinking about, I want to be part of this team someday? What would you share with them? I'll start with you, President, and then the team.
Okay, so I'll tell any aspirant that the earlier the better. So once you're home right now, what are you doing? You're just on social media, probably on TikTok or something. Just everything is on YouTube now. Go to YouTube, search basic, just search Scratch or something. You see all the basic stuff, the basics, concepts of programming and everything. Yeah, if you get these building blocks, when you come to Prempeh College, everything will be simple for you.
Everything would definitely be simple for you. Thank you so much, the team from Prempeh College, for having the conversation and sharing with us your success story. All too soon, our time is up. Thank you for making time to join Geek Squad this evening. And thank you for listening to us. It's been your girl, Adobea Biritwum. A big thank you to my producers. God willing, next week we will be back on the show. Up next is news. Stay tuned.
Heart open.